I would like to say a special thank you to the Reddit Dota 2 community. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MackTen and welcome to another episode of Don't Feed Noob, the show where I teach you basic tips and extra tricks about Dota 2. On today's episode we're going to be going over abbreviations. So first I'm going to start with simple abbreviations such as top. That would refer to the top lane, mid, the middle lane, and bot, which is short for bottom, which is the bottom lane where my little spider is. So those are your lane abbreviations. Now, the next abbreviation I want to talk about is SS, or turn this to free camera, SS or missing. Now, SS, MIA, and missing all always, or almost always, follow after the name of a lane. So if I say missing mid, and I am Crimea Reaver, it's because I cannot see Lone Wanderer. And the reason that I'm doing this, or saying this, is because Lone Wanderer could have come down here, could have thrown a shackle shot on my beautiful little spider self, and then these two guys could have proceeded to beat the shit out of me. So, when someone says SS, or MIA, which is missing in action of course, or just missing mid, or missing and then whatever lane, then you're missing them. So up here, it would be appropriate for Kurax or Dick Butt to call missing top, because they haven't seen the Phantom Assassin in a while. However, now of course they can see the Phantom Assassin, but you get where I'm coming from. So those are two of your most important abbreviations. Next on the list, I want to talk about CS, or creep score. When you get a CS, it's basically a last hit. It's creep score is synonymous with number of last hits, which is when you get the last hit on a creep, when you get the last hit on a neutral monster. I'm going to try to I did not last hit that, but you get the idea. When you get a last hit, it is when you make the last hit on a monster and get a bonus chunk of gold. CS stands for creep score, but CS it means last hitting. So that's just to clear up some confusion on that, because it's not a term that I personally like using that much. I prefer to say just last hit. Okay guys, so the next thing I want to show you is Proc. Now, Proc is, well, will be, okay, now she can Proc. Okay, Proc is coup de grace. Critical damage 250% with a 15% chance for it to actually happen. Now, the reason that this is significant is whenever you see that extra damage actually happen, that means it is procced. So generally when people say proc, they are referring to the chance of something happening. Like, what is the proc on it? How often does it proc? How often does it proc? 15% of all attacks. What does it proc for? 250% damage. A bash, anything that has a percent chance of hitting, such as the Phantom Phantom Lancer, I guess, is a good example, but more likely the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight's auto attack has a chance to do extra damage, so that chance is the chance to proc. Next on the list we have Fade Time. Fade Time is the time it takes for you to become invisible after you were previously visible. See, Ricky just hit a creep. It took him 3 seconds to become invisible again. That is the Fade Time. This is significant because some abilities, such as the Weavers, I believe the Weavers is like this, cause you, like, this has Fade Time of 0.25 seconds. So that means there's 0.25 seconds between the time this ability is activated and the time the Weaver actually becomes invisible. This is a window in which the Weaver can still be easily killed by a right click. So that's just something to put in perspective. Fade time is the amount of time between when you've triggered an invisibility ability and when that ability actually takes place. So for Ricky Maru, fade delay means 3 seconds. It means 3 seconds between the last time you were attacked or attacked until you're invisible again. Okay guys, next on the list I'm going to talk a little bit about True Sight. So True Sight is the ability to see invisible units, such as this big spider. So sentry wards give you True Sight over an area for a little while. They're invisible, so to kill them you also have to have sentry wards or another form of True Sight. True Sight is synonymous with the word detection. Detection is a StarCraft term that sort of transfers over. Also I want to say a Warcraft 3 term? No, True Sight's a Warcraft 3 term. But detection, True Sight, they're synonymous. They basically mean the same thing, which is to see invisible units. All towers have True Sight permanently. Sentry wards have True Sight, not to be confused with Observer wards. Observer wards do not have True Sight, but this Sentry ward has True Sight. And then... Don't look at the black hole. I know the black hole looks pretty, but you can get a Dust of Appearance, which reveals all nearby invisible units in a massive 1,050 area of effect, and those units cannot be invisible for 12 seconds. So, Dust of Appearance, a great item. Another item to consider if you need a lot of True Sight because you have a lot of invisible enemies is a Gem of True Sight. Gem of True Sight is extremely expensive though. It costs 700 gold. However, if you have it, then you'll notice these True Sighting wards, the enemy, either mine if you're the enemy or this one if you're me, and you can immediately kill off those wards. You can also kill off Observer wards if you have that. So, a Gem of True Sight can easily pay for itself by killing enemy wards. The problem is, if you die with it, you drop it on death. Oh, apparently someone on the team bought it. Or maybe someone on the enemy team bought a gem. Oh yeah, Bane, he bought a gem, which I believe he drops after I kill him. So that is True Sight, synonymous with the term detection from StarCraft 2. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay guys, this is the part where I talk about teamwork as a whole, and communication and how it relates to teamwork, and more importantly, how teamwork relates to winning the game. So, even if you're doing the wrong thing as a team, and I really want to stress this, if there are 5 people on a team, all 5 people, and they're all doing the wrong thing at the same time, but they're doing it together. If they're all doing the wrong thing, as long as it's the same wrong thing, it's better than one person doing the right thing, and all 5, and then the other 4 just doing the wrong thing. So, for instance, if there's 2 people right here, and all 5 of us are right here with our creep wave, because we are the dire, these are our creeps. Let's say theoretically all 5 of us are here. It would be appropriate for us to come up here and immediately kill these 2 guys and get back. No one's here, this guy's down here, other players over here, and 1 guy's dead. So they've only got 4 people on the board. Another thing, a sort of a moral example, is Roshan. One of them is dead, so we can take Roshan, and if the 4 of them challenge us, if all 5 of us are fighting Roche, 4 people come in to try to challenge us, we will kill them. We will defeat them. But let's say we have all 5 people here. They only have 2 people here. If 2 people decide to do the right thing, which is to gank them, then that's great. But if the rest of the team doesn't come with us, then those 2 people are just going to end up getting killed. So, conversely, on the other side, if we decide not to fight here at all, if that's the right thing to do, and 4 people on the team say, you know, we're not going to fight here, we're going to go jungle, we're going to go back to our lanes, whatever, and everyone leaves except for I Love Hugs, and I Love Hugs decides that she's going to try to kill this Razor, she's just going to die. And that's it. That's all there is to it. She's going to die. Even though that might technically be the right thing to do at this point in time, since, I mean, I'm about to be there, that's 4 on 2. Even with only 4 of us, it's an easy kill for at least one of them, even with a tower dive. However, if all four of us aren't doing it, if 3 of us decide that we're going to go do something else, we're going to go back to our lanes, and one of us stays and tries to fight, then that's incorrect. If all 4 of us leave, or all 4 of us give up on the gank, per se, 3 of us go to our lanes, 1 person, K-Pin, stays in the mid, then that's still an appropriate decision. As long as we are all on equal ground, as long as you and your team are all communicating well and agreeing on what the appropriate next move is, even if that move that your team agrees on, or whoever is yelling at your team yells, as long as everyone follows through with that move, even if it's not technically the right move, it's better than half of the people doing the right thing and half of the people doing the wrong thing. You want to either all be jungling or all farming, or you want to all be ganking, or at least 3 people together, per se. You want to be coordinated. Even if you're coordinated and you walk the wrong way, as long as you're all walking in the same direction, you have a better chance of the game turning out well than not. So, for example, let's just, as an example of coordination, where am I'm going down here, throwing down a ward, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this haste rune. Pudge and Razor are here. I have the haste rune. Going back up here. And I believe we're about to engage. So K-Pin runs up here, I run down here. Pudge moves over here towards me. Pudge going back, and let's speed this up just a little bit. Okay, ×2. Let's get it back towards time 1. Okay, Xander's here. I'm here. K-Pin's here. We have 4 people here. There's only 2 people there. A 3rd person rolling in now. So, Pudge engages by grabbing that Vengeful Spirit. So, let's slow it down just a little bit. So, Pudge engaged by grabbing the Vengeful Spirit, which then immediately ran off. Pudge, however, is still withdrawing. K-Pin was invisible and is no more and is now going to try to kill the Pudge. So, very, very slowly, like I said, this is in slow motion for the educational purposes herein. Let's turn it up to 2.5. That Sand King got killed who went after Xander. Now Clockwork is going to try to grab K-Pin. Now Clockwork is going after me because I have low health. If Pudge had stayed around, if another hero had been here, even though they might have all still died, because eventually you will see they're all going to die, they might have still got me. They might have gotten me at least, rather than, you know, trading 1 for however many we end up killing. So, continue on. That Clockwork's dead. Razor's coming to try to kill both of us. Razor, who has his little, plasma field on cooldown at the moment, cannot reach out and kill both of us. In the meantime, Pat on the DPS and the Beastmaster with his axes get another kill. So we got a triple kill there. And we almost got Pudge. Really, we probably could have got Pudge, should have got Pudge, whatever. We still traded one of our heroes for 3 kills on their team. And this is due to the fact that we were communicating and that we were coordinated. So it's just something to pay attention to. Communication is key in the game, because you need to be at terms with what you're doing. Even if your team, if you could see the whole map, let's say if there's no fog of war, if you could see the enemy team and you knew you were walking to your depths, it's still better if you do this if all 5 people are walking together rather than 3 that would otherwise lose the team fight. Because if you're all together, you have a chance of winning the team fight. You have a chance of coming out on top. Now, granted, there's sometimes a time to run away. But everyone should be in consensus about whether or not you're running away or whether or not you're going forward. Which brings me to my final abbreviation, which is B. B. Just the letter B. It means back, which means get the hell back. We're going home. We're giving up on the engagement that we're currently fighting in. However, I just wanted to point out very quickly, if you have a microphone, or you have the ability to get a microphone, you should get a microphone and use it. The voice chat program in Dota 2 is not bad at all, and you really should look into using a microphone, because you can say things like, "Everyone run away," which I was sort of screaming at this point, and then I ulted because I'm an idiot. However, Sand King is a bigger idiot, so he ends up dying too. Either way, I am digressing, I am getting away from my point, and the point is, you should get a microphone, you should talk to each other, even if you guys agree on the wrong thing to do. As long as you all agree on doing the same thing and following the same course of action, as long as your team is on the same page, your chances for success are exponentially higher. And I hope you guys just noticed that Pudge hooking that Razor. I'll see you again. This has been another episode of Don't Feed Noob, reminding you guys not to feed, teaching you basic tips and tricks about Dota 2. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and I'm also streaming on Twitch almost every day, www.twitch.tv/MackTen, and I hope to see you guys later, and bye-bye.